What's up, guys? It's Drac, and I have to catch my plane in under 2 hours, which means I should be on the way to the airport. But before I do that, I absolutely had to make a video on this. This is the Star Wars Rogue One Captain Cassian Andor Eadu blaster. It's also known as the Captain Cassian Andor Deluxe. It is a Target exclusive. It was very difficult to find just about anywhere, but it's a lot like Jyn Erso's blaster, except it's deluxe, which means it's blue. Now, in addition to being blue, it comes with multiple accessories and only SRPs for an extra 20 United States dollars. It comes with a better clip, more darts, a silencer, a scope, and a stock, turning this into a really sweet build, all in one box, all for the low price of, I believe, 70 United States dollars, which is quite a lot. There are lots of incentive buys, though. There are ways to get this for less if that's what you're into. Now, it's got some cool stuff going on. The same Try Me features reveal that we have the same sounds and the same lights. So this has the same guts. Those guts, of course, being shared with the Strife, the Modulus, the Doomlands version of the Strife, like I think the Desolator, just lots and lots of different things. So it is a basic semi-auto flywheel. The shell itself gives us a really cool, like, almost M16, almost AR-15 kind of feel. Like this is definitely based off of the Star Wars blaster, which is based off of that firearms family. Now, I know that there are variations, so don't burn me too hard in the comment section, but one really cool thing is that instead of the 6 clip, it comes with a 12 clip. Now that 12 clip is the first time I believe we've ever seen an official Nerf clip that is 12 and fully transparent. That alone would be very interesting, but noteworthy is the fact that Hasbro has included extra darts. There are more of the glow-in-the-dark darts, again this has built-in Firefly tech, than you can fill the blaster with. That's just kind of wild. They even point that out by saying 12 to fill the clip, and then 6 extra. So we have the grab the dart firing blaster and charge into battle like Alliance Intelligence Officer Captain Cassian Andor. Gosh, I hope this dude is cool. Let's get it out, let's play with it, let's see just like how the overall package looks. Now, my personal opinion is that this is 100% worth the extra money. If you are already a big enough nerd, I guess that's a Freudian slip that works in this case. If you're a big enough Nerf fan or Star Wars fan that you were considering buying the Jyn Erso blaster for 50, I think springing for this gives you a better color scheme, and then B, in addition to that better color scheme, you get just a ton of cool accessories for only a little bit less, some of which are actually performance-based, like the Clipazine and the extra darts, the darts themselves being quite valuable. Just one of these refill packs is going to cost you, I think, 10 United States dollars, and this just comes in the pack. So we are using the Try Me batteries. They might be weakened, but you guys understand that filling this with fresh batteries is big game, of course. Alright, so why does it have all these accessories? Well, it's got an in-strake barrel attachment, a full tactical rail up top, nothing underneath because the batteries, of course, go in here, which gives you that much better balance than, say, a Strife, which likes to tilt this way. This guy wants to tilt forward, so two-handing it is sweet. Now, what makes it sweeter is, of course, these accessories. This is the first time I've seen a Raider stock since that Super Soaker came out. That's pretty cool, especially when you consider that the Rampage didn't come with a Raider stock, and the Raider stock itself is a very desirable stock attachment because it's long enough for adult Nerfers, it's solid enough for like actual play, and it's fully adjustable. 3 different levels of adjustable. I've always loved these. I think that they're really cool. They've come in a variety of different flavors, but what's interesting about this one is no badge, no in-strike badge, which means that they just removed that entire plate, which gives this a very smooth appearance. And if it'll match this, I assume it'll look pretty decent with Elite Blue, and that's just really cool. This silencer attachment used to sell for a ton of money. It came with the Spectre, and it also looks right at home here. Very cool. And then this scope is, of course, the new Modulus scope, and fits on like that. And now we have like a full competition grade rifle. That is ultra sweet. But we have the same magazine release that I think is a little bit wonky. I talked about it in the Jyn Erso thing. Now, obviously, if you're a real steel guy, a button-style magazine release like this is a really cool control. Now, if you're a southpaw, it's not so cool. But I think that this is really neat. If nothing else, it's different. and it also kind of like flows into the blaster, and you'll notice that this is just a very narrow shell. This is what like an assault weapon kind of feels and functions like. It's got all the essentials in line, and the weight is up front, like, so without the batteries sticking off the side this way, it feels more like a rapid strike. Definitely very tactical, very thin, very cool. Like, it's just a really cool blaster, like deluxe from head to toe. Now let's go ahead, get out the darts. We will move through one of these new and improved 12 dart clips. I am very excited just to have these 12 dart clips in the ecosystem. Now obviously they won't be particularly popular just because the buy-in price for this blaster is so heavy, but they do have the full glow deco, complete with the Star Wars and Nerf logo on top, which is why these darts are expensive. They're more expensive because they have to have that printed on them, which wouldn't normally increase the price, but adding the Star Wars logo to anything is big game in toy world, which is something that will be talked about, I'm sure, ad nauseum at New York Comic Con. Hope my plane hasn't left yet. This clip is doing a bad job of retaining the darts. You've seen me have to kind of re-up some of them and squeeze it just a little bit to make sure that they're not. That happens. That's very upsetting. I wanted to like this clip, but it's doing a very poor job of holding the darts that it came with and is designed to fire. If this doesn't work, we're just going to have to deal with it. Go with the jam door. So, slides home. You can barely tell that there's Firefly tech in there. It'll only start when you start revving, and then we'll fire over here. I don't need to do a range test on this because we all know exactly what the internals look like. Hopefully it just performs well. And it's not. Those Try Me batteries are really, really weak. It's performing like a dying Strife. So don't, normally I would say like, what a terrible buy, but with anything with a battery situation like this, as soon as you come in with a Phillips head screwdriver and change those out, it's going to be a-okay. But I'm telling you right now, I'm in love with this blaster. Huge, huge thanks to Chris from Patreon who drove this down yesterday just so I could make this video before I got on the plane to New York Comic Con and have that familiarity with it for when I'm talking to Hasbro engineers this weekend. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Hey, as long as I'm talking about Chris from Patreon, though, I want to also thank Simon and Craig, and I'm pronouncing Simon's name incorrectly, and I'm sorry, but Patreon is a huge reason that I can actually even accept the press invitation to New York Comic Con, and just a really, really big deal to me. So I want to go out of my way to thank them specifically for their very high levels of support, and particularly in this case, in this video, Chris, for bringing this down and loaning it to me and letting me take apart his new toy, because this is really, really cool. I've got to find one of these for myself. It's just that tactical. It's really, really neat, and it looks great. It's a very handsome package all the way around. But thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I've got a ton of content to make at Toy Fair, so stay tuned not only to this channel, but also to the vlog channel, so you can check out EOC and I's zany adventures on our way to Toy Fair. I will see you guys there.